For decades, nobody has lived here. Yet every autumn, the orchard still wakes before sunrise. No one remembers who harvested the last crop. Nature kept working long after people stopped coming. Someone left in a hurry, but never returned. Sometimes, silence tells more than history. Scout noticed something long before we did.
What is it?
Look at this. The soil is disturbed. Nothing seemed unusual at first. The ground sounded wrong. Some orchards don't reveal secrets with words. They reveal them through patterns. Healthy trees rarely survive by accident.
Aristotle.
Nature rarely creates perfect rectangles. These bricks were never meant to be here. The animals often notice what people overlook.
They always know the best trails to take.
History remembers places, even when the land forgets. Some discoveries require patience, not force. One small hinge changed everything. It had been waiting here, beneath every harvest. Something didn't belong here. An old orchard never leaves empty ground. The land remembered something, even after the buildings disappeared. Someone once opened a very heavy door here. Animals often notice what people overlook.
Solid earth doesn't sound like this. The orchard grew, but history stayed exactly where it was.
The rings here are too close together. This tree is older than the surrounding growth.
Perhaps someone replanted this section, deliberately.
Whatever this was, someone wanted nature to hide it.
Nobody expected the orchard had been protecting this secret. Sometimes the hardest part isn't opening a door.
It's deciding whether you should. Time never lets go easily.
Preservation always comes before discovery.
The chamber below was still breathing.
For the first time in a century, daylight entered. The light revealed just enough to create questions.
This wasn't built in haste.
someone expected forever.
Even SCO Utut chose to stay above.
Nothing underground should have survived like this. Someone carefully left these behind and wanted them found.
Nothing had been moved for longer than we remember.
These weren't factory-made. Every piece was crafted.
Dry straw after more than 100 years. Whoever built this understood airflow better than moderns. Even wildlife respected what was left behind. Then they realized this wasn't the entire cellar.
Every layer removed uncovered another question.
This wasn't just a room, it was the heart. Quality craftsmanship survives longer than the people.
Every autumn, this machine transformed harvest into tradition.
Long before electricity, they mastered climate control.
The busiest path always leads to something important. Above ground, the orchard remained perfectly still.
Every shelf served a purpose in the system. Someone came back here, long after the cellar.
Every forgotten door deserves patience, not force. Whatever happened here, this room was the finale.
Some workshops wait for people to find them.
Every scratch tells a story of someone's hands.
Nothing here was thrown away. It had purpose. Good design protects itself, year after year.
One piece of furniture stood apart here.
Whoever built this cared about every single detail.
Some things survive because they were built to.
Some traditions can be held in your hands.
The most carefully protected item was still waiting.
Whatever had been protected was meant to stay.
Simple tools built extraordinary livelihoods.
The last worker never imagined these traces left.
Even underground, the orchard never stopped breathing.
Understanding comes before restoration.
Nothing here was ever considered disposable.
The smallest details survive the longest.
The workshop wasn't the end. It was a beginning.
Every discovery led to another unanswered question.
The orchard had one more secret.
Every forgotten path deserves respect, the first step.
Every mark in the stone is patient work.
This passage carried more than footsteps. Strong timber doesn't survive. It earns every year. Even the smallest details were built to last.
Whoever built this expected it to be opened.
Curiosity should never move faster than safety. Some craftsmanship refuses to surrender to time.
Nothing prepared them for what waited beyond.
This was no ordinary cellar. It was a time capsule.
Nothing underground survives this long by chance. Every drop of water had somewhere to go. Generations prepared harvest before machines replaced hands.
Even underground, efficiency mattered.
Thousands of hands worked side by side here. Every room breathed together like a system. Someone maintained this with extraordinary care.
The deeper they explored, the more impossible it became.
Beneath a forgotten orchard, a greater secret waited.
This wasn't an orchard, it was industrial.
Precision engineering leaves a signature. Every machine worked as one system.
Someone built this, tooth by tooth.
Good engineering protects those who maintain it.
Balance was engineered, not left to chance. Everything pointed toward one final destination.
The final machine was protected most carefully. The orchard's greatest invention was hidden until today.
Hidden beneath stood the machine of harvest.
True engineering depends on precision.
Everything led to this one machine. I think I found it. Yes, here they are, the brass cups.
Machines survive when people care for them.
Nothing here was wasted. Every drop counted.
Harvest didn't end with picking apples. Ugh, ah, ugh. The whole system worked with nature. With these components, we can achieve total self-sufficiency. They planned repairs before failure.
De rapport zou spelen alle procedures met de stel dus beschrijft mijn super verder.
The air came from deeper underground.
The orchard had exceeded every expectation.
The deeper they walked, the older it became.
This wasn't added, it was the start.
Maps had finally reached the known edge.
The orchard's greatest resource was hidden below.
The orchard survived by design.
The oldest trees were never far away. Hidden places were built to be used. The spring wasn't the end of the story. Every answer uncovered another mystery. Discovery means nothing if not preserved.
History must be recorded before restoration.
The future depends on its oldest resource. Sometimes restoration removes only handfuls of soil. The future depends on its oldest resource.
Orchard will exist in stone and memory.
Support the original, never replace it.
Orchard was never abandoned, just forgotten.
Stories don't end. They begin with discovery. Every restoration begins with another careful inspection.
Nothing moves until everything is safe. If it changes, we will know when.
Restoration removes the years, not history.
The floor remembered every journey taken here.
Cleaning reveals craftsmanship, not perfection.
Small repairs preserve the greatest history. Orchard slowly began breathing again.
bringing the heart of Orchard back to life.
Never erase the story you want to preserve.
Original hardware is preserved where possible.
Builders measured in fractions for generations.
It still wanted to move today.
Preservation extends life, never creating new.
Every future movement begins with measurements.
Everything depended on another, nothing alone.
Tomorrow, this machine will turn once more.
Restoration is built on preparation, not luck.
Smallest adjustment protects the whole machine.
Century of silence rested in his hands.
Progress measured by control, not distance.
Machines tell you what they need to work.
Patience restores what force never could.
Data confirmed what the craftsmanship suggested.
For the first time, the orchard moved again.
Victories too meaningful for words.
Great machine deserves understanding before restored.
Restoration begins by protecting every detail.
It hadn't frozen, it had been waiting. Good restoration protects, never disguises. Good restoration protects, never disguises. Every decision led to this moment.
First movement was too small to notice.
Successful tests begin with movement. Confidence is earned, inspection by inspection. Some victories are too meaningful for words. Orchard never rescued, just remembered to live.
History is safest in stone and memory.
History has value if it inspires generations. Nothing was replaced, only rediscovered.
Every room, tool, stone became a story.
Treasures aren't hidden, they are protected.
Some places refuse to be forgotten.